Ya ahorita. Okay. Ya viene.
Are we ready, Tere?
They're trickling in, Avril. I'm so excited.
We are ready for this. Woohoo! It's finally here after a few months. It's been like a month, right, Tere?
1 month, but it seems like ages.
Oh, and my classes, the last quarter were all stuck up at the beginning. So to me, it feels like 2 months, actually.
Well, andabas viajando.
Porque me fui de vaga. Hi. Hi, Daniela. Hi. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hola, bienvenidos a mi cocina. Hello. Should we give them a few more minutes, Tere?
Hey, up to you.
Let's give them a minute.
Let 1 more minute. It's 6 o'clock sharp.
Well,
Mientras everybody gets to see your beautiful cocina.
Exacto. You're gonna get a peek of all the action going on here in my kitchen today because I'm gonna be moving you around, guys. And that's something I wanted to tell you. So because of this, it's a lot of content that we are going to cook today. And in order to do it as fast as possible, we're gonna have to move the camera from different points in my kitchen. I hope that's okay with you. Usually my camera stays in the same place and I have like this portable stove, but that stove doesn't cook fast enough. So in order to be able to cook a delicious pozole and a salsita pozolera, we're gonna have to move around. Is that okay with you, Tere, and everyone?
Let's do it. We get a tour of your kitchen and a class. So awesome.
Welcome to my kitchen. Hi, Tere. Thank you for co-hosting with me today. I'm super excited to be back in a new season of cooking classes with Northgate Market. Who else is excited? Because I was dying for this moment. You know, I love to teach you guys all of my little tricks and hacks and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to be back in the screen. And hopefully soon, Tere, I can be back with you in person. Wouldn't that be something?
Awesome. I can't wait, Avril.
And I think that very soon we might be able to do it. I'm #1 in the list. I'm like, let's do it already. But okay. So what are we cooking today? Today we're cooking a pozole blanco. And this pozole is originally from Guadalajara, Jalisco, or Jalisco in general, but they have different adaptations in other parts of Mexico. You can find it in Puebla as well. I think in Zacatecas, they have their own pozole blanco. I mean, I think it's around, and basically all pozoles, they have like a root in every different state. So right now we're just preparing the traditional pozole recipe from Guadalajara. And also the salsa pozolera, which is like a very strong tatemado chile salsa that goes perfectly on top of our dish. For today, guys, I do have to tell you, I have a cough. So excuse me in advance if I cough. So here and there, because I feel like I have like something going on. It's not COVID. I already been tested, but it's lingering there for like 2 weeks already, and I don't know. Okay, so again, guys, if you have any questions at all, if you need me to go back on the steps, you can always raise your hand or just type in your type box, and Tere will nicely let me know what you guys have to say or need to know. Okay, what else should we go through? All the ingredients. Let's do that. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. Okay, so I'm gonna go through the ingredients for this recipe, and while we do it, we're gonna start cooking because it's a very long process and we need the time. So first of all, we're gonna start with the meat, and this is a little trick I'm gonna share with you. Let me move it like this. So what's going on in this pot? This is the pork meat because we need a few pounds of pork meat. Is that okay? The camera it's fine, Tere? Sí, ¿verdad? Okay, guys. Sí. So this is the pork meat that it's already written in your recipe. And for this recipe, I asked for 1 patita de puerco, which is here, as you can see it. And also 2 pounds of maciza de puerco, which is pork loin. And also 1 pound of the espinazo or neck bone, okay? Now, you're probably asking why this girl put all the pieces of meat in this bowl with water. So if you guys don't like the strong smell of fresh pork, I recommend you guys to do this. This is water with un chorrito de vinagre or vinegar. I use the apple cider one, and I also add some leaves. And you want to do this a few hours before you cook your pozole. This will eliminate the strong odor of the fresh pork. You can also do this for barbacoa when you're, whenever you're cooking all those strong scented meats like borrego, goat, lamb, pork. You can always do this and it won't taste like vinegar at the very end. You add your oregano, some bay leaves, and you can leave it overnight and you'll be ready, okay? So this is a trick that some of you probably didn't know, huh? But now you know. Okay, guys, so we're gonna rinse this and I'm gonna bring you over here so you can see what we're gonna do here in my, I already have set up this strainer. And so I'm just gonna kind of move the meat to this strainer or colador. And we're gonna give it a good rinse. Now, for this pozole, I just asked you guys for the smallest batch that I've ever cooked before, which is like a large regular pot, a kitchen pot, like typical pot that comes with your set of pots, nothing too big. It's not something you have to buy bigger, but if you want to make a bigger pot of pozole, you can always add more meat. For every extra pound of meat that you add to your pozole, you have to add 1/2 pound of grano, okay, or nixtamal. Okay, guys, so now let's move over here. I hope you have a clear vision of everything. If not, let me know. Here in my pot, I already have boiling water to speed things up. So we're gonna start to cook all the meat together in boiling water. We already rinsed this and we're gonna start cooking it. Look at this. And if you don't wanna, if you feel like weird about la patita, well, don't cook it, it's fine. Perfect. Now, what else are we adding to our cooking meat? Well, let me tell you, right over here. Have all these spices here that we're gonna add onto our first pozole meat cooking. So we start with bay leaves. And pro tip that I didn't follow today because I honestly thought that I had some left here in my house. But in Northgate, you can find the actual fresh bay leaf, and those are my personal favorite. I always have fresh bay leaves here in my house. And for some weird reason, I went yesterday to Northgate and I didn't grab them because I was pretty sure that I had them here and I didn't. So, but you can also use the dried ones. It's basically the same. I just like it. I feel it looks like gourmet, you know, like fancy to add the fresh ones. And to me, I think they add more flavor. Okay, what else? This is thyme. And we are adding thyme to our dish too, to our pozole. And this is what usually the whole manojo that they sell at Northgate. And I'm gonna add half of it, okay guys? You can feel free to add as many or as many as you want. I like it very, very, to me, a good pozole depends on 3 different things. The fat, the spices, and the flavor of the color of the pozole. And when it's white, because you're not adding anything extra, you're not adding the salsa verde, you're not adding the salsa roja. So I think it calls for a little bit more of the other 2, if that makes any sense. So in order to make it like super, 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 super tasty, I add a lot of spices. Now I have here fresh oregano, which you can also find in Northgate. Seriously, guys, have you ever gone to that aisle of fresh herbs? I think it's my personal favorite part of Northgate. I love that aisle. Everything fresh. They have all the herbs that you can imagine. So we're adding un bonchecito de fresh oregano. There we go. I am also adding 2 tablespoons of dried oregano. This is the Mexican one. And we're not adding salt just yet, okay, guys? We're gonna hold on to that part of the recipe for later. Now, step number 2. Let's talk about nixtamal, shall we? Okay. Here, guys, I already have the pre-cooked nixtamal. Usually in the tortilleria side of Northgate, you will find these bags of nixtamal, which is, let me show you, usually comes like this. You can definitely see the difference. This one hasn't been cooked yet. It comes like 1/4 cooked, because usually nixtamal is hard, like a dried bean, but Northgate sells you the one like 1/4 cooked. But we want this super tender, smushy nixtamal already been cooked. So I'm gonna show you how to cook it. This one has already been cooked, so we're gonna save this one. But I wanted to give you a little idea how you could cook your nixtamal. So we're gonna go back here. As you can see, I have my nixtamal here, fresh from the bag from Northgate. And first, we're gonna give it a good rinse, and we're gonna kind of look through to see if we find like ugly little nixtamalitos, because we don't want to eat those. And you want to rinse it very well so it doesn't taste like the, like the bag water, kind of sweats a little bit, and you don't want that icky kind of flavor. So you just rinse it away. Are there any questions so far, guys?
No, Abby.
Look, and so once we wash it, we can kind of look through those little granitos that are not so pretty, or maybe they're a little bit rotten. It's totally normal. I mean, it's a vegetable, so it's not gonna be perfect on every bag. But after we give it a rinse, this is what's gonna happen, guys. We are gonna cook it. Oh, and I forgot, sorry about that. We, for our pozole or carne, before we move forward, I'm gonna add half an onion where our meat is cooking, and a whole garlic head. So this is part of the seasons that we're gonna add to our meat. Okay, perfect. Okay, so back to our nixtamal. We have it already here, it's rinsed. So my tip for you today, guys, is if you're gonna cook nixtamal, you definitely wanna use your pressure cooker if you have one, because this is gonna speed up the process like for half of it. So usually nixtamal takes like about 2 to 4 hours to cook, depending on how much you have. So with a pressure cooker, you can kind of you can make it last less. You know what I mean? You can be ready in 1.5 hours, probably 2. If you really like it super soft, then I will recommend 2. And you're gonna cook it with 1/4 of onion, a few or like half of a head of an onion, of a garlic, sorry. If you want more flavor, you can always add more. Also some oregano and some bay leaves. And this is exactly the same way I cooked this one already. This one is ready and I cooked it just like this. But I wanted you to see for yourselves how I did it. So this is a little demo for you guys. Okay. So I'm gonna set it up. Let's say 2.5 hours just to be sure. And that's it. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, guys. Any questions so far, Tere?
No,
No?
everybody's paying attention. At least I'm learning a new way of doing pozole.
Have today. That's nice. Okay, guys. So as you can see, we just started cooking our meat. So it's gonna take about 30 minutes for it to start like changing the texture and everything. And actually, this recipe will be ready for you in about 1.5 hours, probably 2. I like to keep it there for as long as possible because you know there's a difference in the way the tenderness of like a piece of meat or pork if you cook it like slowly for a lot of time. In my caldos, I will always choose slow cooking before fast and whatever. So I have a set of pozole so you can see how we're gonna decorate it, that it's already been cooked before, because this pot, it's gonna take longer than our class. But we're still gonna show you how to do it from head to toe. Okay. So what about we start cooking our salsa while we wait for our pozole to be ready? And our salsa, it's a super traditional salsa from Guadalajara or Jalisco. I keep saying Guadalajara, but it's Jalisco in general. And this salsa is what it's considered salsa tatemada. And the ingredients for this salsa are the following. We need like a big bunch of chile de árbol. I just grab like whatever my hand can hold. That's, if you see, that's what it is here, okay? It's about 30, 35 chiles, depending on the size, because there's some bigger ones and some small ones. Then I have one of those little bags that you can find next to the meat aisle in Northgate, where all the spices are. These ones are chiltepines, my personal favorite chile, dry chile. We also have here some oregano, and we have here some comino seeds, We have also half an onion, and we have a small bunch of garlic. And here with the garlic, you can go as much as you like, or if you like less garlic. I personally love everything super garlicky, so I'm gonna use all these, but you don't have to if you don't like it. Okay, so I'm gonna start heating up my cast iron, and I do recommend for this step to use one of these babies because you want it like really, really charred and like very, very, very roasted. Will be the tatemado. What is the translation of tatemado, Tere? Toast?
Yeah. Maybe toasted?
Toasted. I think toasted is the most accurate.
Tostado is toasted.
Also, guys, for the salsa, we're gonna need about
Charred. It's charred.
Charred, roasted. I think it's charred, yeah. Charred
Right.
is, I like.
Well, that's what Google translates it, pero sepa.
Yeah, let's go with charred, yeah. Okay, thank you, Daniela. Okay, so moving on with the recipe, 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar for salsa. Oh, look, it's bubbling already. My pozole is starting to bubble. This is exciting.
I could just imagine the smells in your house right now.
Always smelling like a Mexican holiday in here today. Okay, so while this is it's heating up, we're gonna need a little bit of oil to start toasting our vegetables and our chiles. And I was looking for a knife. Here it is. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this baby, the onion. I'm gonna get rid of el rabito. And I'm just gonna cut it in pieces so it can like toast evenly everywhere. And we're just gonna start doing this here. And with the onion, I'm gonna start cooking my my garlic as well. And look at the beauty of this cazuela is that as soon as it starts, as you throw the food in there, it's acting already. That's what I love about my cast iron.
And I'm sure you had to turn on your air so that you don't scare your kids out of the house with the chiles, right?
They're used to it. I'm like, I like torture. But yeah, no. When I do chiles rellenos is when the craziness happens here in my house, because even before I got this hood, so the smoke from, you know, like roasting your chiles here in open fire would like make my house, my full kitchen, my full house, like I live in a townhome, so it's not a big space and I don't have like super high ceilings. So it will be like very smoky super fast. And then the alarm system starts always going off like, so yeah. Now I open the windows, like I open the doors, I open the garage door when I know I'm gonna make chile rellenos. But yeah, the Mexican smell of food is perfect. And you know, guys, going back to the nixtamal, look at this perfect example of what you're looking for when you are cooking nixtamal. So it's probably like a popcorn, right, Tere? Has to look like a soggy popcorn. That's when you know, like a flor de loto open. That's when you know it's ready. I love
a crack open.
Yeah. I love corn. My gosh. I can't get enough of corn. Okay, I'm gonna wear my, because we don't want any, my, ay, se me fue mi mandil. Apron. Okay, guys, now let me show you something that you should do while cooking your pozole. And that is getting rid of all the brown foam that it's gonna start forming in your pot. So whenever you see that foam, just like gently remove it. It's gonna happen a few times and then that's fat, but you don't want it. Some people leave it there, but I personally like to take it out. So guess what, Tere? I'm off to Quintana Roo in a few days.
Hi, mujer. You and your travels.
I know, but I'm excited because usually whenever we went to Quintana Roo, when my kids were younger, it was to Cancun and all that, like touristy areas, you know, with resorts and all that. And this time we're just gonna rent a car and we're just gonna go south all the way to Bacalar and all that area that I never personally been there before. So I'm excited because it's gonna be like a road trip.
Well, you be safe and we'll follow you on your road trip on your Instagram.
Yeah, I will be safe. And then I come back for a lot of cooking classes, tamal season, Tere.
I'm excited about tamal season.
It's gonna be, I think I have this class the next week, guys. On Thursday, I'm teaching a carne en su jugo class if you guys want to join.
My favorite.
Yeah. And then after that, I think it's all tamales.
Tamal season, here we come.
Here we come. Okay, guys. So let's.
I saw your post, the road to the road of food from here till January.
The one that says we're here.
You're here in the falta. What is it? The map to gaining a couple pounds.
Exactly. That's the road each and every one of us Mexicans has to go through, starting from September all the way to February. And
Yes, ma'am.
it's mandatory. Okay, guys, so this is it's looking nice. I honestly like it like a little bit more like charred, but we're gonna move forward. But you get the idea. This look like a decent amount of brown. If you want, you can cook them for longer. I will recommend you to do that. Cook it until they start like showing brown colors everywhere, especially those garlics. But this will do for now. Okay, so we move forward. We start adding it to our blender here. And now is the turn. So I'm gonna start with the smaller chiles. And one thing you have to be very sure is not to burn the chiles. So that, like the onion and the garlic, you want it burnt, that's okay. But the chiles you don't, because they go sour on you. So it's basically just like a little sangoloteadita. How would you translate sangoloteadita, Tere? I'm only putting you in the spot for these words.
Sangoloteadita, I don't know. That one's a harder one.
A little shaky, a little shaky in the cast iron. No, but the smell has no comparison. This is just amazing. Okay, let's take a break here to remove a little bit more of foam. There we go. And you guys, you're always welcome to take notes and ask for questions. But if you don't, rest assured that this class will be saved to Northgate Market newsletter or website, right, Tere? There you go.
Yes, and our YouTube.
Oh, and the YouTube account. Perfect. Okay, there we go. So now, next comes the chiles de árbol. And I'm just going to add a little bit more of oil.
Now it's time to run.
I'm so mean.
When we were little, my mom used to make chile for my dad and she used to roast them. And since I didn't like chile, I used to say, you don't love us. Because, oh my God, I felt dying with,
This will make.
And look at her, she's good at it.
So yeah, this is what we want. I had to turn on just in case, because I don't want the alarm starting to.
No, I feel sorry for your dog and your kids, and
they're upstairs. Okay, so look, since this the pozole is starting to boil, I'm just gonna take the heat from high to medium, okay? And this is how it starts to cook in its own juices in a medium heat. Look, qué bonitos, Tere. Look at these. Let's make them dance a little. Hard to make the things dance in this cast iron because it's too heavy. I'm doing my best here. Okay. Wow. So one way to know that your chile is being cooked, it's because it starts like bursting. So they were flatter, but now they kind of pop too. Kind of like the nixtamal as well. So they will kind of like fill up with air and pop. Okay, I guess we are ready to move these bad boys. Oh, qué rico huele. I don't know, I'm crazy about roasted chiles. Any questions, Tere, so far?
everything looks, I think everybody's just watching you cook.
It's a good recipe, Tere.
That is going to be a very hot salsa.
Okay. Next, we're adding the oregano and the comino seeds. Make sure it's seeds, okay? To me, it has a little bit more of an authentic flavor than the powdered one. It's too intense to me. The vinegar, remember, it's between 1 tablespoon and 2. And then we're adding 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And finally, we're gonna add about 1/2 to 1 cups of water. You can also add, if you wanna be like very adventurous, you can add some of the broth from your pozole. It's up to you. I'm gonna add water because it hasn't cooked enough already. So I'm gonna start with 1/3 of a cup, and then we're gonna go from there. Now here, guys, it's all about how you like your salsa. I like it like thick, but if you like a runny salsa, you can add more water. That depends on you. So I'm gonna make a little noise here. Okay, so let's add a little bit more. So right now we're in 2/3 of water. There we go. Oh, and I forgot the most important part, salt. Very important. So here I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon of salt into the blender. And I'm using grains like sea salt.
So Abril, you mentioned not to put salt in the pozole. When is a good time to put the salt in the pozole?
Not yet. You want to make sure your meat has cooked to about, let's say, like 75%. Because what happens is that, so salt is by nature un deshidratador, which in English it would be a dehydrator. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so you add salt before it's well cooked, then your meat is gonna release all its juices and it's going to be like hard and not good. So you wanna make it wait until it's basically very well cooked to add the salt. more of water. So this will make a cup in total. There we go. Oh my God, it's very strong. Ooh. You know what they say? If the salsa is hot, okay, guys, look at this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful salsa para pozole or salsa pozolera. And the idea here is to just add a spoon or two or how much you want on top of your pozole. But it doesn't have to be only pozole, guys. You know, I have to cook the recipe to try it out before I share it with you guys. So when I did this one, I've been eating my salsa pozolera on top of everything. So good.
You really like chile, huh?
I do. Okay, guys. So you can keep it in the fridge. Just make sure you mix it whenever you want to use it because it's a natural thing that will happen, that it's going to start separating the oils from the vinegar. And so you just kind of have to mix it. And then let's try it for salt. Oh my God, delicious. Okay. So let's move forward, Tere. Okay, guys. So here it is. So let's just check all of our actions or activities today. We already learned how to do, oh, excuse me, pardon me. The nixtamal is cooking nicely in your pot. Yeah, I gave you the instructions about that. Keep it there for about 2 hours. You'll be fine. If you don't have an instant pot, it's okay. Just do the same thing as I did in a big pot and add for 2 pounds. This recipe calls for 2 pounds of nixtamal, and you can cook those 2 pounds of nixtamal in 4 liters of water, and you'll be fine. Now, since my carnita is starting to cook, look how nicely this looks. So you see, it already changed color and it's starting to cook very nicely. My broth has color already. So, okay, so I'm gonna add the nixtamal because you always want, hold on, let me stop this thing from making that noise. There we go. And I'm gonna start adding the nixtamal here. And it's okay. There's no such thing, in my opinion, as an overly cooked nixtamal. To me, the softest, the better. So just go crazy and add more and more and more and cook it more time. It's okay. I'm making a mess.
Gabby.
Here, I'm gonna do it like this. This is the easiest way. There, okay. So I'm gonna stop right there because I don't want my pot to overflow. And right now, I think it's safe to add the seasoning or the salt. So I'm gonna use sea salt. I'm gonna add 2 spoons of tablespoons of sea salt. And I'm also gonna add a little trick just to enhance the flavor. And I'm gonna use this seasoning the beef flavor one. I really like the flavor it gives. It's not it's optional, guys. You don't have to do it if you don't like artificial seasoning, but I think for this dish in particular, all soups, it's nice to add it. Okay. So any questions, Tere, before we move to the plating section I have for you guys over there?
No, I think we're ready to go.
Okay, let me give it a little stir.
I'm telling you, I wish I was your neighbor.
Actually, my neighbors got a big pot of pozole because I could imagine me and my husband having to eat all that by ourselves. Oh, look, this is another part of my house, guys. Isn't it pretty? My plate wall, I love it. I have plates for all my travels in there.
So one coming soon from Quintana Roo.
Oh, hopefully. Not every place has them though, but hopefully. Okay, so now I have here un platito de pozole que me sobró de la vez pasada. And I want to show you all the things that you can add to your pozole. Because to me, a pozole, it's a Mexican salad, okay? You are getting basically everything in a salad. You got the lettuce. Some people will want to use cabbage, and that's perfectly fine. I like mine with lettuce, but who am I to judge? You like it with cabbage, go ahead. We have onion, lime. So I do like a lot of chile. So I have also serranos, sliced serranos, and the salsita in the middle. Also and radish. Sorry about that. I skipped the radish. Now, something important about radish, guys. You're probably asking, what is this? This is, my friends, this is called un rábano pozolero. And this is what they usually use. And I don't know if they have a name for this type of radish in English. They probably do. But for us Mexicans, this is a rábano pozolero. And as you can see, it's easier to cut for your pozole because you want the slices like this, right? And imagine having to cut a lot of those round little ones. It's kind of annoying. So you can go to Northgate and get one of these rábanos pozoleros. And with one of these, you can feed your whole family. So there you go. That's a tip. Now, another thing that I thought it was nice is having more chile. Why not? On top of your bunch of chile that you have going on in here. But let's build our plato de pozole, shall we, Tere?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Again, if you guys have any questions about the whole pozole making and decorating, this is a dish that you're gonna want to eat starting in September all the way through the holidays. And basically, I eat pozole all year. It's one of my favorite foods. But right now, it's more like nice to eat pozole because we're in the season of giving. We're in the season of love. We're in the season of food. So let's eat pozole all day long. Okay, so onion, lettuce, onion. Then you just like go and decorate with your radish here and there. We add a few slices of chile. We add a spoon of la salsita. Look at this, Tere. Then, hold on a second, very important. You gotta add more oregano, the dried one.
Wow.
And you like add crushed chile, just because, why not?
No, mujer.
Now, what would you eat it with? I personally like to eat it either with bolillo or tostadas. And my personal favorites are these tostadas raspadas from Northgate as well. I like them because they're kind of like, they're like baked, but fried, but baked. I don't know what's the deal with those tostadas, but I like them very, very much. They're like puffy and crunchier. I don't know, I love them. So this is how you do it, guys. Let me show you a.
I think she froze on us. Well, I'm glad she showed us how to make the pozole, how to plate the pozole. And don't forget to follow Abril at Abril Taste of Mexico. And you could see the whole pozole recipe, and also at northgatemarkets.com and our Northgate YouTube channel. And thank you so much for being here tonight, and have a great day.